And being halfway through the season, we are delighted to make it a very warm welcome to Basketball Australia CEO Kristina Keneally. Great time to have you here with half the season gone, and perhaps you could talk to us a little bit about how the league's going, because there have been some times for a couple of clubs it hasn't been all smooth sailing. What's your honest assessment now of where the league's at?
Well, you know, this year we've had a really tremendous boost in attendance and in viewership on television. I've certainly got to think the fans have responded to the live broadcast, 2-hour broadcast. We're seeing a massive increase, both here in the venues, but at home on television, and that bodes really well for the league. We've got some exciting news coming for the WNBL in the next few weeks, and we're really seeing the clubs take on board a new direction that we're charting for this, the commercial growth of the WNBL. And, you know, the players are just responding with fantastic play on court. It's an exciting league this season.
So when you talk about things are really working for the league, and I mean, you know, we're seeing some wonderful basketball out on the floor now, but we've obviously seen some issues with the Logan Thunder, and I'm in Southeast Queensland myself. But I also want to touch on the West Coast Waves as well, because, you know, they've got a little soft spot in my heart. I played with West Coast, but since 2001, they've been sitting on the bottom of the ladder. That's 12 years now. What can we do to make them better? Because I know it costs a lot of money for teams to travel and play over there all the time, and we really need to find a way to make that program work.
Yeah, one of the things we're looking at right now is how we could use some of our policy tools, if I can use that term, to spread the talent around the league a bit more equally. You know, and there have been things that have worked overseas in the WNBA. They had a central contracting model for a while. It's something we're looking at, not necessarily that we're going to move in that direction, but, you know, whether it's a salary cap, a points system, a central contracting, these are all very real questions now for the WNBL, given its growth and given the talent within the league. And they're things that we really want to get on and deal with, because we would like to continue to support a truly national program, strong, vibrant teams in all of our capital cities.
So when you talk about a truly national program, how about the Logan Thunder? How sustainable is that group right there? Because, you know, certainly being in Queensland, I don't see a lot of marketing about them or anything, and okay, they're in Logan, it's a bit like Dandenong in looking at where they are aligned compared to Melbourne. But what are we doing for Logan?
I think it's important to understand this year for Logan is really about survival.
Yep.
And, you know, we became aware very late in the piece how desperate those circumstances were. All credit to the Logan community.
They've done a wonderful job.
Look, you know, right across the board, local council, the Logan City Council, the local community, you know, the coach Jason Chaney and the players were fantastic. And you know, indeed, we were able to work with some of our government partners to be able to get that support for the team. Yeah, but it is now about building for next year. So we've got a great group of very committed local supporters that are working on a licensing proposal and a board and a management structure for next year that then can go about properly marketing that team. But, you know, they really need to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. We cannot, as a league, continue to license just one club. But we wanted to make sure they stayed in the competition this year. And, you know, they're doing a really great job at making a strong fist of it this year. You know, and, you know, with 3 opals, 2 opals on the current squad and 1 emerging opal, we want to see that club stay vibrant.
Well, you spoke earlier about some things we can expect to see, and exciting news coming up in the WNBL. Can you share any of that with us?
Let me just say that, you know, one of the things with the demerger of the NBL is allowed our media and our marketing team to focus on what I call the rest of basketball. And really, the WNBL in the last 12 months has seen a great deal of growth as a business. So a business plan that's been endorsed by all the clubs, that's being implemented, a media plan that's being implemented. You know, we've seen tremendous uplift in its visibility, the visibility of individual players, and, you know, we're on track with some of our business plan targets, and I think there'll be some exciting news in coming days.
She's still not going to tell us what the news is, though.
No, she's not.
Well, you know, I used to have a job where I was used to not providing the answer to the question.
You could take a lady out of politics.
I want to ask a question, and Darren Boyd, we were talking with him before the game, and he was interested in the timing of the season. Would there ever be a consideration to head back towards winter or a change in timing of the season where you don't have too many other things to compete against?
Well, interesting you raised that. One of the things we're in discussion with the clubs right now is season length, season timing, how you best structure the season. You know, and we're mindful that we have other things we have to think about. international season is important, and the WNBL is fundamental to the Opals program. Every year you've got something like 8 or 9 Opals playing in the WNBL. The emerging Opals come through the WNBL, and we need to be able to have those players available for our international season. Next year, 2014, we're going to have to see some changes to the season because of the World Championships will be held in September.
Kristina, before we let you go, just quickly take your political hat off and tell us who you're tipping for this match.
Oh, let me just say,
basketball.
Basketball will be the winner today, but you've got to give it to Bendigo. They've got such depth on their bench, extraordinary depth on their bench. But here we are in Melbourne, the hometown advantage here on their home court. You never know. It's a pity for them that Rachel's on the bench for this game, because I think she would be making a big difference on court if she was there today.
That was indeed incredibly diplomatic, Kristina. Thank you very much. The CEO of Basketball Australia joining us at halftime, and enjoy the rest of the match.
Thank you.